We're seeing horrific images coming out of Nepal. There is complete chaos and anarchy on the streets. People have taken the law into their own hands. There's widespread violence. Billions worth of public property has been destroyed. The Nepalese parliament, Supreme Court, and much other symbolic infrastructure lies in ruins. The country has no government, no clear leader. The riots, which were supposed to apparently stop after the government was removed, have in fact not completely stopped. People are rioting, destroying public property, and looting businesses that have nothing to do with the government corruption. All of Nepal is rightly scared for its future. And guess what some people in India are wishing for? For the exact same thing to happen in India.
इसी बीच नेपाल के जेनजी एक रे ऑफ होप देते हैं. सोचो इंडिया में 90 करोड़ वोटर्स में से 60 करोड़ के अराउंड यंग वोटर्स हैं. अगर ये सारे मिलकर आवाज उठाएं, हमारी पूरी जनरेशन यूनाइटेड हो जाए, तो पावर स्ट्रक्चर हिल जाएगा.
This brother is a new player in town, and he's exactly what you would expect, because he wants peace and tranquility in Gaza, but wants Indians to burn down their own country. And there are more like this.
सिर्फ 19 लोगों के मरने पे नेपाल के होम मिनिस्टर ने रिजाइन कर दिया. अब मेरा सवाल है भारत के नौजवान युवाओं से कि तुम्हारा खून कब खौलेगा रे? बांग्लादेश और नेपाल की जनता से हम सबको कुछ सीख लेना चाहिए.
People are sad that India doesn't have the gumption to burn their own country like the Nepalese. When will we learn from our neighbors? When are we going to burn the country down? I love that people that live the most comfortable lives are the ones that are promoting a violent revolution. These are people who have never heard a gunshot that wasn't in PUBG. They're promoting violence while their only experience of combat is arguing with people on Twitter. The only PTSD they've ever had is when their Zomato driver was 5 minutes late. They start tying a rope to their ceiling fans if their Wi-Fi goes out for 5 minutes, and they want a violent revolution throughout the country. They will post a 5,000-word tweet on toxic masculinity and the patriarchy if a guy so much as looks at them funny on the street. But they want a bunch of angry young guys running rampant, doing indiscriminate violence on the streets. And let's say you get what you wish for. What's the plan? Remember that all the people that are asking for India to be burnt down are either closeted or open Congress supporters. Remember what the people in Nepal are protesting against. They're protesting against the corruption and the political nepotism. They're protesting against the nepo babies of these politicians who are living comfortable lives of luxury, while an average Nepali struggles to make ends meet. And guess who is the biggest beneficiary of corruption and nepotism in India? It is Rahul Gandhi, of course, the most unsuccessful nepo baby in Indian history. And that is coming from a country that also has Arjun Kapoor. He's the leader of the most corrupt party in Indian history. The party which has stolen more money from the Indian taxpayer than any party in Indian history. That's who you want to replace Modi with. And not just him. Tejaswi Yadav, an alliance partner of Rahul Gandhi, is currently running around screaming about vote chori, is also a product of nepotism. He's also from one of the most corrupt parties that India has ever seen. Other alliance partners of Rahul Gandhi like Omar Abdullah, Akhilesh Yadav, Stalin of the DMK, all of these leaders are also products of nepotism that have never allowed deserving talent to come and take their place. And all of these people have various levels of corruption allegations against them. So if your wet dream does come true, who do you think the public's really going to target? You know which politician in India doesn't actually have any connections to nepotism? The current Prime Minister of India. So they're very happy to burn down the country and potentially have thousands of Indians die just as long as their political goals are met. You want a revolution? This is what happens in a revolution.
French Revolution was a disaster, killed 2 million people, led to the rise of Napoleon, perhaps the world's first totalitarian fascist dictator who began wars of conquest that killed an additional 4 million people, led to the restoration of slavery, to the restoration of the monarchy and a delay of democracy in France by perhaps a century. Russian Revolution killed several million, led to the Russian Civil War, which killed another 9 million, led to the rise of Stalin, who killed 20 million. There's an old cliche, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Well, it ignores the fact that people aren't eggs, and that generally it does not result in an omelet. Again, the Chinese Revolution, perhaps the most disastrous event in history, led to the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, which killed perhaps 30 to 40 million people altogether.
And by the way, they're saying that they want what happened in Nepal to happen in India, but they've already tried this in India on multiple occasions. The playbook that has been used to extreme success in the Middle East, Africa, and other Asian countries and the Indian subcontinent has been tested in India as well. The first big experiment was the Shaheen Bagh protests in 2019 against the CAA. The CAA was a simple law. The entire global media and many deep state organizations projected the Indian government as an anti-Muslim dictatorship.
Millions in India are out on the streets protesting against a controversial new citizenship law that grants amnesty to persecuted immigrants of all faiths except Muslims. Shaheen Bagh is a Muslim-majority neighbourhood and has become a symbol of resistance.
The BBC, Washington Post, New York Times, they all decried the downfall of Indian democracy, but India survived it. Then they tried the farmers' protest in 2021. A simple law to usher in economic reform in Punjab was labeled a conspiracy against the farmers. And again, the deep state and the global media cabal got organized.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said protesters are being misled by the opposition parties and that the laws will actually benefit them.
During these protests, which have triggered the farm laws, which have triggered protests across the country, there you can see this tractor was brought there allegedly by Congress youth workers from Punjab.
So much so that they used people like Greta Thunberg and Rihanna to create a toolkit in order to take the government down. But they failed again. And now they're trying for the third time with this vote chori campaign. So I suppose we should be very thankful that the current government has been able to maneuver these attempts at undermining Indian democracy so far. And I hope that the Indian public is wary of it, is smart to it, and doesn't allow foreign entities and vested interests to come and destabilize the only functioning democracy in the Indian subcontinent.